recognized.
At this time, I yield 2 minutes to the gentleman from Louisiana.
The gentleman from Louisiana is recognized for 2 minutes.
I thank the gentleman from Michigan for yielding. Mr. Speaker, there are a number of things that have been talked about here that I think need to be addressed. One that I want to address point blank is this concept, this myth, that somehow preventing a tax increase adds money to the deficit. Only in Washington would some liberal politician think that allowing somebody to keep money in their pockets and not have a tax increase somehow adds to the deficit. In fact, if you really want to see growth in this country, if you really want to see more money coming into the federal government, something that's always been proven is having lower tax rates coupled with controlled spending. And that's the problem, is that we don't have those issues being addressed here today. And hopefully we will address that. And I know in the new Republican Congress we should make these tax rates permanent, including a complete repeal of the death tax. You'll see some real growth in this country. But there is a moral imperative here, too. There's been this talk about class warfare on this House floor tonight. And a lot of people running around talking about certain people that should have a tax increase. And that is a moral imperative. Because who is the greedy one here? Is it the single mother who's struggling to make ends meet right now? Or is it the liberal Washington politician who's trying to saddle her with another 50% increase in her tax rate if this bill doesn't pass? Who is the greedy one? Is it the small business owner who's struggling in tough economic times but wants to maybe create another 20 jobs in their small business? Or is it the liberal Washington politician that's going to try to saddle them with thousands of dollars in new taxes that will make it impossible for them to create jobs? That's the moral imperative. It's time for the liberal Washington politicians to get their hands out of the pockets of the taxpayers and hardworking Americans in this country so we can get some real job growth. I'm glad the gentleman from Michigan, when he becomes the chairman of the Ways and Means Committee next year, wants to address the long-term problems. But the short term, we need to prevent any American from having their taxes raised. And that's what this debate is all about. And I'm happy to yield back the balance of my time.
The gentleman's time